Phase 3. What I've done is I've mixed up the mud with some water to make it nice and frothy and creamy. What you want to do is get an even coat across the whole seam. This is a 10-inch knife. And I use that because it spans the whole joint. So I make sure I get an even coat filling the void now. So I fill the whole void up.
What do you think of the fiberglass tape?
I don't like the fiberglass tape because this, as you see, we had a big hole there. Now we just covered that whole hole with this tape. And once I finish it, you never know it's there. With the fiberglass, it's more difficult because you have to fill it all with spackle, and then the spackle shrinks. And then you have that hole. This here, they covered that hole up and it's gone. So, feathering is when you taper it from a thin to a thick. That's feathering. Now this is feathering. I'm putting pressure on the left side of the knife, getting all the heavy off, leaving the middle.
Now he makes that look easy, and it's really not.
Corners are a little tricky. You have to apply just the right amount of spackle because there's no mud. Because there's no, you see how this here has an indentation where it carries the mud? This here is just a flat finish. So when you're spackling, you want to put it, when you're mudding it, you want to put it in a nice even coat all the way down on both sides. So you don't have any pivots. See how that's nice and straight? There's not a bunch of see, nice smooth and even. Tape. We get our tape, pull it out, we'll measure it to the same height. This is what we are. A little crease, we know where to cut it. We cut it. Losing my spackle here. Now we fold it in half, like so, so you have a nice corner. Press it in there. Make sure you're nice tight in the corner. Yeah, we just go over it. Fan out all the spackle underneath it. Now we want to make sure we get all the mud out from underneath the tape so there's no bubbles. And then what we do is we go over top of it one more time. And there's your first coat. Now we just repeat up here. We get our measurement. Fold our tape in half. Apply it to the mud. Now you see how that had a wide corner? With regular fiberglass tape, you really couldn't cover that. Now this here tape covers everything, and it's gone. It's a fast, it's an easy product to install. It's a good insulation barrier, lightweight. I like that there's no dust, no debris.
I like the fact that you don't have to carry a ton of studs down to the basement.
It already has a channel that's channeled out for the electrical. That's one less step. This cuts down a lot of construction steps. Not only all the material that's not necessary anymore. You know, everything is prepped and ready for you. All you have to do is go and stick it.
It's just fast.
The walls are now ready for paint, primer, and finishing. In this application, we are using a cellular plastic PVC trim that is impervious to mold and rot. To install the trim, apply a 1/2-inch bead of joint compound to the backside, covering the edges completely. Roll the trim onto the wall and then press it into place. Gently wrap the trim to squeeze out the joint compound. Remove the excess drywall mud with your finger. Let the joint compound dry or cure completely. To finish the job, get a damp sponge and wipe off the joint compound from the wall and trim.